Good morning and welcome to another one of my videos. Today I am on the Isle of Sheppey and I'm fishing Barton's Point. So today, wind blowing a hoolie, but we've got some cover. As the tide starts to come in, we get a little bit of cover from the shingle bank behind us, and the tide is coming in, so we're going to fish it all the way in till about 2ish probably. But it just seems at the moment wind is the story of our fishing life. I couldn't have gone to any of the other southern beaches, and obviously yesterday we had that humongous storm. Fishing 2 rods, and I've already cast this rod. I've walked it out over the squidgy mud. There's a bank out here. I've cast it literally just in front of the bank, so I'm going to wait for the tide to come back in on it. Fishing a drop down rig, so it's clipped up, clipped down. As it hits, it unclips at the bottom, unclips at the top, trace goes out. It's probably a metre and a bit long. I'm fishing a piece of herring about 1 inch with a black lug on a single hook. Who knows? And then on this one I've got 140 ounce weight. I've got a up and over, so again long trace that's going to come out, a couple of beads on there and a single blow lug freshly dug. What we get today, really don't know. Got Andy with me. I want to say hello to Bradley. Bradley is a young man I met last weekend down at Ramsgate, and apparently is a follower of mine and loves watching vlogs. So Bradley, if you're watching, fellow, it would be great, because I know your dad comes from around this neck of the woods, that next time we're down this way you come and have a fish with me. Really nice to meet you, chap. And your dog. And my dog, it's 7 weeks with me today, and a little challenging to start with, I think, for my wife, because it's a lurcher and it was like lunatic when we got it. But bless it, it wasn't really used to living indoors with all the disciplines that go with living in a house. But she's getting there. She's learned to sit, she goes in a basket, she sleeps all night. She is a joy. She really, I cannot tell you how happy she makes me. And I'm reasonably tough as a bloke, but she's melted my heart. And just thinking about her makes me happy. I think she's a bit of a therapy dog. And I've had a few of you out there say that you suffer from mental health, and that, a bit like me, you come along to a beach in this, wide open sky and nature, and it kind of helps you. And I have to say, it helps me. Some of you know I had a fairly checkered childhood. You don't really want to hear about that. And then more recently, I suppose about 14 years ago, I had a bit of financial upheaval in my life, which nearly did for me, I have to say. And this was one of the few things where I could escape and just for a few moments in the day forget about all the crap that's in life. But I'm through all of that, out the other side, and I now have time to be able to come down here and smooth out some of the little itty bitty bumps. And it is, I think, good for us. And I feel for people who've stuck in cities and they can't get to places like this. And just driving down here makes me happy. I can feel, and then you get onto the beach and you think, well, hey. But I have to catch a fish today. But we will see. Right, let's go and get something to eat. So tide is now at the bottom of the shingle, so I'm going to blast this out. Goodness, how much easier is it to cast a clip down rig like that that's really aerodynamic with an aerodynamic lead? That went whizzing out there. Please, can I catch a fish today? The weather is pushing in from over here, so I think we're going to get some rain very shortly. Wind is probably about 20 miles an hour at the moment, but as you can see here, what I like about here is even with, and it is windy, you've got a little bit of protection from there, and then this is nice and flat, so you haven't got great waves chonking in. So been fishing for 2 hours, nothing you could say is a bite. Baits are being stripped, maybe it's crabs, possibly. Big bait still out there. Another hour maybe. Good time for fish to start biting. One other angler just up there, who's turned up about half an hour ago. Last weekend when I was recording, and I've learnt a very salient lesson, technology is a pain. I'd recorded 50+% of the videos on slow motion. Well, that's kind of okay because you can convert them on an iPad or you can convert them on your iPhone to there's another angler turning up, maybe this is the time when it's all going to happen, to normal speed. But then if you download them to the iMac that I use to edit the films, it then converts them back to slow speed. So I then had to put them onto another program to then get them to be normal speed, to then drop them onto the video film editor, and for an old mind and an old bloke like me, oh bloody hell, I cannot tell you. But I thought, no, take a step back from it. There has to be a way. You've got all day, sort it out. So I managed to sort it out. So I suppose the positive is I've learnt that if that happens again, rather than just deleting them, which is what I used to do, I can convert them. But I have checked today and it's all normal speed. But I want to catch a fish. As I was saying to Andy, I kind of started planning this when we were driving home last time and looking forward to, well, stuff might actually happen. And how many hours have we spent between the two of us at various places over the last, I don't know how many months. But if I was relying on eating a fish today, it's not looking rosy. But it's not rough. It is fishable. We have fresh bait. The tide is coming in. It's all to play for. Be positive. So I'm going to have a rebait on this one. Makes it an awful lot easier to reel in without the old gripper on it. Particularly when you've got squidgy ground that you're coming over. I've caught someone's fishing line. That's obviously what it's snagged on. The bait's all gone. Right, let's get some more bait. Get rid of this line. I've rebaited. Sling this back out. It is absolutely minging, the weather, and I had the tiniest of little taps, and at least I'm not fishless. But it's not exactly a monster, is it, really? Right, a little waiting. Little fellow here. Oh God, it's minging, but it's a fish, and it's absolutely chucking it down. Horrible manky weather. Right, you deserve a gentle swim away. Go on, little fish, go on. Has he gone? Yes, he has. Hooray! So I've beaten Andy. I can't believe that. That is a first in many weeks. Oh, bloody hell, water's leaking into me. The weather could get any worse. I need one more fish. And then officially that last one wasn't just a fluke. Oh. So it's officially minging now. And his brolly's bouncing everywhere. Mine's bouncing everywhere. The rain is absolutely driving it through here. But the sea is calm. And he's reeling in, but I wonder what he's reeling into. Not a lot. What's the time? It's coming up to 1:30. I'm going to fish for another half an hour. Everyone else is gone. And it is, as you can probably see, hanging. Right, I'm going to go sort Andy's brolly out. Right, I think I'm not going to give it another half an hour. I've had enough of this. It's absolutely minging it. So I'm going to go home and sit and do something sensible, not be down here in the peeing rain. But to all of you out there, I don't know where I'll be next week. Thanks for watching. And yeah, fishing, contrary, isn't it? But that's the way it goes, as we all know. So I'll see you on the next one. You look after yourselves, and I'll catch up in a week's time.